How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sad Boy Slaps. Apparently I look sad or angry today.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.
Yep.
Oh, that was so voice over.
There was a little delay in that.
Okay, so today we are going to be going over Ignitus Flame Strider. He has Magic Ward, which is basically no spells can target him. And what's OP about him is that he counts as Igniter and Fire Starter. And his attack, whenever he attacks, you get to deal 1 damage to yourself or a creature you control. And if you do, you get to deal 2 damage to any enemy creature, but not to the enemy.
I'm gonna bring him up to the camera.
And like every deck, you can keep that seal because starter cards are valuable. You don't want to open them. I mean, if you want to flex on someone, no one's stopping you. Like, do what you want. Have fun. Don't let anyone stop you from shooting.
Do you want to mention where we purchased this from?
Shout out my boy Drew.
Oh, Rubies.
It's in Corona. Very welcoming. You can do Venmo, Cash App, I think Zelle too, so you can avoid taxes because you ain't gonna make me pay my taxes, Fed. So this Ancient's OP. A lot of people are crying at me at the tournament while running it because it's a generator, and every single time you lose life, they lose 1 life. And people would be dumb and they would use a card that had like 1 attack and swing at me, and I'm like, okay bro, you just lost a life. Or if they do Arcane Bolt, we both lose a life. So it's really nice. As long as you get to chip them beforehand, you can win. So this deck's really self-explanatory. You just burn them to death. The standard Arcane Bolts and 1 Dispel Magic. We got our boy. This basically what it does is you set it to the side, bring it in, and you can pay 3 Fire Essence to add a counter. And at the end of your turn, every counter you have on it, you deal 1 damage to it, and you add the amount of counters to health. So if you have 2 counters, like you paid 6 essence onto it, and you do its effect at the end of your turn, this goes to 4 health, and you get 2 life. And if it's at 3, you get 3 health. But once it gets to 5 damage, it's deceased. You get 2 penalties. 11 Fire Essence. Fire Imp's cool because you can combo, what do you call it? This guy right here with his attack, because he absorbs fire damage. So if he takes fire damage from spells or abilities, it turns to 0. Or if you want to be annoying, you could do it to him if you have Fire Strider out, or Ignitus Flame Strider. You get his ability where he gets +1, -1, but you can pop him with him to get your fire, where is it? Your spark, this spell. And I'll get into that later. But Fire Starter and Igniter are your staple. Flame Cloak Vagrant is really good. Basically, he's invisible. He can't be targeted by abilities, spells, or attacks, but they can block against him. That's his downside. So if you want to power him up and swing, go ahead. He's people cry. People are like, he's OP, and I'm like, bro, he's only 1 swinger. You need to chill out. You got your king of the jungle over there blasting me in the face. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do anything. And Igniter, he gets +2, +0 when Fire Strider is in. But again, if you have Ignitus out, it counts. He gets the buff. And then Restoration in every deck. Spark is really cool. So it's a trap, so you can play it at any time. And you deal 1 damage to target creature or player. If both Igniter and Fire Starter are out, it turns into 5. Now if you have Ignitus out, it automatically becomes a 5. And if you use his attack to pop him, you get to play Spark from your Sanctum for 1 on that turn. So you can just keep on popping and burning them. In theory, you could TKO someone, but I have yet to do it yet. And that's pretty much it. You get 5 copies in your Tome of Renewal. Very, very easy deck. You can give a little kid this deck and he'll probably make you cry. Especially if you're running Void, if you don't have Void built far enough.
Do you think you're going to stick with Fire too?
there's a bunch of cool stuff, man. Like, I think it's kind of
2BC.
ignorant if I just stick to one type and not look
Because
into all
of how good all the decks are, basically.
No one knows the meta.
No, it's fresh start.
You gotta look into it.
There's a lot to play with. There's a lot to play with for
You
sure.
can't just let me cook
So
everything.
playing style for your new player, how would you rate that deck compared to the other decks? Like power wise?
I've noticed Earth is the easiest to run if you have no TCG experience, because you can have your defenders with the counters. Fire is really good, but it's janky if you don't know how to run a deck. Like, if you don't know, oh, I can have this card out to get this card to get a better card effect out, you will get lost really easily. So I recommend with any card game, you should read all your cards. Even like if you open a card pack, like you should read, just in case you go against it. You're not like, hey, what does that card do? So you get less caught off guard. So I say, like, I would give it out of like 10 out of difficulty. It's like a 5. It's based on you. You can misplay it easily, but other than that, you can get some big damage.
Yeah.
Like, you can accidentally get big damage and like, I was just finding out combos. Everything's on the pattern.
We wrapping this one up?
What?
Are we wrapping this one up?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, or I will find you.